Hi y'all, good morning. That sun is getting on up over there. We done missed sunrise, but that was intentional. I'll tell you why here in just a few minutes, but I want to get us baited up and get started right now. We're going to be doing some old school worm fishing today, about as simple and easy of fishing as it gets and very productive. I've been catching a ton of fish lately and we're going to try to get on a bunch more today. So if you're new to my channel, let me show you my gear here real quickly and then we'll get started. So my rod is a St. Croix Panfish Series rod, 6 foot long, ultralight action. I've had this rod over a decade. I love it. My reel is a Daiwa Regal LT 1000 size reel. I've got 2-pound test line on here. That's trout magnet SOS line. And right down here, I've got a small jig head. That's a 1/64 ounce with a number 8 size hook. And we're gonna put this jig head with a worm all along the shoreline here. We're gonna cast at these trees, rocks, anything that's fallen off the bank and down that could provide cover to fish. We're gonna throw old red worm on a jig head. I'm telling you folks, it's as simple and easy of fishing as it gets. Just cast it out, let it sink down, maybe pop it back to you a couple times and make the next cast if you don't catch a fish. But I'm gonna start us out here, kind of for regular viewers, this is kind of where I finished the last session. Just a kind of a wide open section of the river here, just basically trees along the shoreline, just a forest over here. Along the bank, it's a very peaceful area here. We got the line wrapped around the rod tip. We're batting 1,000 to start out. But on my last ultralight trip, we kind of ended the session here. So we're going to start today and kind of pick up where we left off. And on that trip, I'd caught a bunch of bluegill and also caught several smallmouth bass, including a couple I hooked that were good size. And I'm hoping we can do some more of that today because, man, the ultralight, they're a lot of fun on the ultralight, especially when they come up flying through the air and being all acrobatic and stuff. So we're gonna have us a morning out here today. I'm gonna leave the camera rolling. This is gonna be another one of those trips where, is that a fish? Boy, it is. Boy, it is. We got a fish right here. First cast. What is that, bluegill? That's a start. Not a particularly big one, especially compared to some of them I've been getting lately. But it's a start, man, and he's gonna give us the worm back. We done got a refund on fish number 1 here. First cast, first fish. That's a good sign, folks. There goes half our worm. We'll see you later, bluegill. I'm gonna grab our worm here, put him back on. The tail of him's still wiggling here. The rest of him's done falling off. This worm, he's had a rough day, folks. He's been hooked, eaten, torn in half, and now he's getting hooked again. And hopefully we'll get eaten again. But yeah, man, I've been having a good run lately. And so I waited a little later to come out here today. So on the last trip, which was filmed, last ultralight session anyway, was 2 days ago. And what I noticed on that trip, it was kind of a cooler morning. And this morning's a little bit, not as cool as that morning, but a little chilly. But the bite got better toward the end of the trip. Like as the sun got up a little higher and it got a little warmer, it's like the bite kind of turned on. And so I thought, well, today I'm just gonna wait about an extra hour to come out. So I don't know what time it is now. It's probably around 8:30. But I thought, we'll just give it a little extra time and see if the bite today kind of turns on a little later too. And hopefully get us a variety of fish today, man. I don't care with the ultralight. It doesn't matter to me what we catch because they're all fun. I'd like to get some big bluegill. Not the last ultralight trip, but the one before I got on some, I mean, just 8 to 9 inch range bluegill. There's something. Oh, that's a tiny one there. No, that's a bass. It is a tiny one, but it's a bass, not a bluegill. A little smallmouth. Yeah, the smallmouth I caught the other day was way, way bigger than that. But on the ultralight, it doesn't matter what we catch because they're all fun. So I just want to get a variety. And I would like to get some of them big 8-9 inch plus bluegill that I got a couple trips ago. But I mean, the ones from the last session wasn't too bad either. And of course the smallmouth have been plentiful as well. So I just wanted to pick up where we left off. We'll just kind of slowly, methodically make our way down the shoreline here and fish for 2 or 3 hours. This is going to be another day where I'm just kind of out here poking around a little bit. I'm not keeping any today. The last session I was keeping some for the catfishing trip, which I went out. What I done, I fished a morning session, done some ultralighting, caught us some bait, and then I went catfishing afterwards. And would you believe I didn't catch a single catfish? I didn't catch a nary one. I caught a bass on one of the live baits, but I didn't catch any cats. It was a dud of a trip. So I went out yesterday morning for the catfish, and again, I didn't have a super productive day as far as numbers goes, but I caught 2 whoppers, man. I mean, big ones. So that's kind of how it's been on the catfish lately. It's kind of been hit or miss, but when I'm on them, I'm on big fish. But the ultralight has been consistent lately, man. It's been a lot of fish, a lot of action, and I love it. I love ultralight fishing. Anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time knows that while I have a catfishing channel, that's kind of what and we got one on. Let's see what this is. That is a bluegill as my stomach growls. Y'all gonna be hearing about that today. I'm hungry right now. Should have had some breakfast before I come out, but I chose to spend that extra time laying in bed. He just spit that up on me. Look at that. What is that? Is that some kind of caterpillar? Our worm ain't the first one he's eat today. This worm was his dessert. What you been eating over there? Where'd you find that caterpillar at? I didn't think it's time for them yet. I guess that's what that was. Half-digested caterpillar gets puked up on me. I'll dump out some of this dirt here so I can find us a worm. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. We done broke our train of thought. But, yeah, hell, I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, it don't matter. Hell, you probably didn't give a damn anyway. But what we're going to do today, folks, we're going on a real fishing trip. Bring you all with me just like you were here. You're going to see every cast, every snag, every fish, any shenanigans that happens. We're going to talk about life, solve some of the world's problems. We'll tell you some stories, give you an update on the cat. I've been talking about that in recent videos. He had ear surgery. And that's been a process lately, trying to get him to wear, he has to wear a cone around his neck for 2 weeks. That's been an ordeal. It is getting a little better now, but it's been an ordeal. So it's knocked me out of, I was actually going to go, my original plans for this week, I'm filming this on a Friday. I was going to get bait this morning, then drive to Ohio this afternoon and fish a tournament up there tomorrow, a catfish tournament. Well, with the cat situation, it ain't gonna work out. When we scheduled the surgery, the vet never told me he was gonna have to wear that damn cone for 2 weeks. And it's a 2-person job with that cone. Getting it on and off, and I have to take it off of him. He has to have like supervised time off from wearing the cone so that he will actually eat and drink. Because even though he can eat and drink with the cone, I don't think he's figured out how to do it yet. He's so scared of the damn cone. Every time he bumps into something with it, he panics. So if he goes toward the food bowl and the cone hits the floor, or I've got everything kind of in saucers where it's more shallow, where it's easier for him to access, but he's having a hard time. So bottom line is we got to take that damn cone off periodically and keep an eye on him when we do, because we can't have him scratching his ear and opening up the wound again, tearing the sutures out. But to get the cone back on him, it's a 2-person job. So it has to be, we have to do it when me and my wife are both home. And so therefore I can't leave. I can't travel to Ohio, even though I was only gonna be gone for like a day and a half. I just can't do that. So that didn't work out, but we'll come out here a few hours this morning and we'll have us some fun. And do some ultralight fishing today. I'm not gonna catfish the weekend. I don't like fishing weekends at all this time of year because there's a bass tournament at every damn boat ramp. No matter where you put in at, you're gonna be covered up with bass fishermen on a Saturday for sure. And typically a lot of them out on Sundays too. But what I may do is take one day this weekend and try for carp again. My last carp trip was a total bust. I didn't catch any, only caught one channel cat. So I want some redemption for that, and we're warming up. Our water temps are in the 60s. So them carp are gonna spawn soon, and I wanna make sure I'm able to take advantage of the spawn when they start, because that is a really fun bite. I mean, you can wear out the fish when they spawn. So I want to make sure I'm prepared for that and I don't miss it. So I'll probably go out one day this weekend and try for that. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to do at the house. I need to get the garden planted. I also have, where I've fished so much this past week, I need to get some editing done. Now, videos like this save me a bunch of time behind the computer. I think that's part of the reason I enjoy these so much, is I don't have to do the part of YouTube that I don't like, which is the computer stuff. I just want to fish, man. I don't want to edit. Oh boy, it pulled back. We've got us a limb down here. It felt good for a second. It felt good when it hit. I think my jig falling into that limb felt like a bite. And I set the hook and it kind of give a little bit. It kind of pulled back. It must be a little flimsy branch down here. Hopefully we can break it off or get our jig back. We have a snag here. First few minutes of the trip, y'all done got snagged. Boy, this is about as real a fishing trip as it gets, ain't it? Dadgummit, I've put the hook in that thing good, whatever it is. Let's see if we can either pull it free or break off. Here we go. I believe we just broke off. Y'all just broke off. No, we didn't. See, y'all would have broken off, but because I'm a professional, I got that jig back. We only lost the worm. That's how professionals do it, folks. Right there, buddy. Mark that down. Take notes, kids. Get us another old red worm here. The original fishing lure. Old-fashioned and simple. That's the way good fishing is, man. Old-fashioned and simple. Even though I'm somebody that overcomplicates about everything I do. Some technology's good. I've got that live scope and I use it for catching shad. And I've used it for other types of fishing too, especially crappie fishing and stuff. But when I'm doing this style here, I just like to keep things simple. I mean, even my regular graph here, I don't even have it turned on today. We just don't need it when we're beating the banks. I mean, if we see the water depth on that graph, what the hell is that going to change how we're doing things? I know we're sitting out here in deeper water and I know we're casting up toward the shallow right there. I don't need a graph to tell me that. I just like the simplicity of this. That's part of the appeal, along with just catching tons of fish. This morning session here, I'm expecting, by the time we're done, I don't know how many fish we will catch today. But if it's anything like the other recent trips, at some point down through here, we're going to get on a pile of them. We have dead stretches. We'll throw in a bunch of trees, there won't be nothing on them, and then we'll come to one that'll just be, it'll have a whole school. And the last trip, man, I was having, was it the last one or the one before? Days run together. But I was having multiple fish come out. Like I'd hook a smallmouth and have more smallmouth come out following it out, like chasing it. So at some point, we're gonna run into some schools down through here, whether it's bluegill or bass or who knows, we might get on some yellow bass or some white bass too, maybe some drum. Hopefully not catch any danged old channel cats. That's the one thing I don't want to catch on this ultralight setup. But that's a possibility. I mean, when you're throwing a worm, anything's possible. And that small hook, it's a number 8, tiny hook. But you don't need a big hook to catch big fish. And the small hook will actually increase your number of catches because you take things like bluegill, they have small mouths. Like the size of their mouth compared to their body isn't very big. So if you're using, say, a number 1 or number 2 size hook, that's fine for bass, but you're gonna miss a lot of bluegill. They might eat your worm, they might nip at it, tear it up, but they're not necessarily, unless it's a big bluegill, they're not gonna be able to get that hook. Now, if you're trying to limit the size, like if you come out and you say, you know what, Justin, I don't wanna catch a 5-inch bluegill, 6-inch bluegill. If I catch a bluegill, I only want it to be a 8, 9-incher. Well, then in that case, maybe you do up your size of hook. But I don't care what size fish we catch. I wanna catch some big ones. But I mean, if we reel in some 5 and 6-inch bluegill in the mix today, I'm fine with that because they put a nice bend in the rod. At least this one anyway. I mean, if you're using heavy tackle, a small bluegill ain't gonna do nothing for you, but I mean, if you're using ultralight, you can still have fun. We got one on right here, matter of fact. Let me back us up a little bit here. I want to try to cast at this tree at a different angle. Yeah, bluegill. Speaking of about 6-inch bluegill, right here's one. That's 6 to 7-inch range probably. But I mean, fish like that are a good time. And I don't want to limit those bites of fish like that by using a hook that's too big. And the thing about the small hook too is, even though it's a tiny hook, you can still catch big fish with it. I mean, I got another fish right here. Oh man, he's got me wrapped around that branch with the line. We can't have that. Well, that'll break us off quick, fast, and in a hurry. This one here's a little bigger, I think. What is that? Oh, that's a bass. That's why he felt a little bigger, because he is bigger. A little largemouth here. Okay. All right. Just a small one, but let me get him in the light there. A large jaw. He's left our worm partially on there, but it's looking rough. Let's switch him out for a better one before we throw back over there. I've got the leftover worms from the last trip, and I got a fresh can as well. So we got plenty of worms today. We ain't gonna run out, even if we do tear up the fish. But them small hooks, man, you can catch some big fish on small hooks. I mean, just look at what I've been doing lately on my catfish trips. I've been using number 1 size hooks on my light tackle catfish rods and have been catching some whoppers, man, on tiny hooks, thin wire hooks. But I mean, if your drag is set appropriately, you're not going to straighten out those hooks. Like as long as if you're using real heavy line and you got your drag locked down, well, you may straighten out, or even if you don't straighten out, just bend it enough to lose the fish. But as long as your drag's appropriate, man, you can catch some big fish on a small hook. And from what I'm seeing, and I know this to be true with the ultralight for sure, you catch more fish with the smaller hook, but it's kind of been like that with the catfish too over the last well, really, I guess almost about a year now that I've been doing the lighter action catfishing. I'm just catching more fish with the smaller downsized gear. Now, granted, the last few catfishing trips, the section of the river I've been on, I've not been, I had one day, it was probably my best trip of the year, where I tore them up. I got several fish and they were all good quality. But for the most part, it's been kind of 2-3 fish days, but they're big. And the small hooks have been perfectly adequate for those. I did have one fish yesterday break me off. And it actually broke above my leader, which is probably my fault. I'm very lazy when it comes to retying. It's not really an issue so much with the ultralight fishing that we're doing now, because I break off so much just from getting snagged in trees and stuff. I'm constantly retying jigs. But with catfishing, the way I fish, I'm suspending most of the time. I love vertical fishing, just suspending baits off the bottom. When I'm doing that, I don't break off all that much because I'm not usually getting snagged in stuff by not fishing on bottom. And I'm pretty lazy when it comes to retying. Like when I'm using my heavy tackle, hell, I may go weeks without retying, because on my heavy gear, I've got 40-pound line from a main line, 80-pound mono for my leaders, and big 10-aught size hooks. So hell, I may go a few weeks and not, I'm really, when I change out my leaders on my heavy gear, it's because my hooks have kind of gotten dull or a hook point's bent. It's not because my leader line is abraded. So I just don't retie. Well, I've been lazy, and that's kind of been the habit for me of just not retying. Well, on the lighter tackle stuff, when I'm using 15-pound test, it becomes way more important to retie. Make sure your knots are good. Make sure you don't have any abrasion on your leaders or your main line. And I think my laziness cost me a good fish yesterday, because I mean he felt solid. He made a hell of a run, and then boom, he was gone. And that's on me. So I need to just get in the habit of, after every trip, hell, maybe on my way back to the car, when a trip's done, just go ahead and tie on fresh leaders. That way we're ready to go for the next trip. I tie up a bunch of leaders in advance and just go ahead and stick them on there. That would probably be the smart thing to do. One of the nice things about using the smaller hooks is they're much cheaper. I mean, from an economical standpoint, when I'm using those big 10-aught size hooks, those things are, even when you buy them on sale, they're about $1 a piece. Whereas the smaller hooks are significantly cheaper. So, oh boy, something hit me then. Oh, that's a bluegill too. Boy, he thumped it, buddy. He smacked the far out of it. And he ain't all that big either. Oh, that's actually a red-breasted sunfish right there. You want to talk about a pretty fish? One of the prettiest fish we have in my area. Let me get him here in the light. Look at the colors, man. The oranges, the blue, the neon colors there. Oftentimes they'll have some bright orange. This one has a little bit here on the tail, but they'll have some bright orange on the fins. I mean, they're just a beautiful fish. I call them aquarium fish because that's like something you would see at a pet store. Lord, I just hit that dang tree trying to cast. Hell of a job you done casting right there. Let's see if we can catch us another one over there, though. I do enjoy catching them. They're all bluegill to me, but technically that's a red-breasted sunfish. I got a big shell cracker the other day, too. The thing was over 11 inches. I mean, it was It was big. And throwing these worms, I get more shell cracker on the worms than I do when I'm throwing artificials. So I'm hoping we maybe pick up some shell cracker today too. I can't predict them. Like if you told me to go out today and target shell cracker specifically, I wouldn't even know where to start, honestly. I'd probably just do what we're doing now and hope to luck into them. But I hope we get on some today, and it's possible. It's definitely more likely that we could get some today with the worms than what it would be if I was throwing the artificial. Which, I mean, I needed to get a day in where we throw the artificial to see how we do with it. I'm a big believer in the gulp minnows. Anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time have seen me throw the gulp. I've thrown it, man, I've thrown it from just about every type of body of water possible. Salt water, fresh water, multiple states. I mean, I've had a lot of catches with the gulp minnow. I've always got a cup of them right here in my dang cup holder. I keep them ready. But I've been on a kick lately with throwing the worms, and here's what I think, and I broke this down once before in one of these other videos, but I'll give you the Cliff's Notes version of my thoughts on it again today. It's when I'm throwing an artificial like the gulp, I feel like I catch, I don't know if that was a fish or I was in something. I'll let it sink back down there a second, or I might have just been in something. But when I'm throwing a gulp, I feel like I catch more fish, numbers-wise. And I think that's due to it being a more efficient lure to throw. I normally catch, on average, somewhere between 8 to 10 fish per gulp minnow. And because I don't have to constantly rebait like I do with the worms, it allows you to make more casts. More casts, more fish. So from that aspect, the artificial is kind of superior. If you're trying to get the maximum number of fish caught, artificial's probably the way to go. But when I throw the worm, the quality gets better. I tend to catch more larger size. We got something around right here. Oh, bass. That's another small bass, a small largemouth. It's kind of ironic. He says, I'll show you ironic, I'm gone. He just unhooked himself right there. But I tend to catch better quality. I'll catch the same type of fish. I still catch bass, I still catch bluegill. But I tend to get better quality with the worm. Now, the one thing that's different about that, I guess I'll say, is with the worm, I do catch more numbers of shell cracker, like we talked about, and I catch less crappie. I will catch way more crappie on the gulp minnow throughout the year than what we will on the worm. Now, I have caught crappie on worms, and I have caught shell cracker on artificial. It's not like it's a situation where, if you throw this, you absolutely cannot catch fill in the blank species, but there's just some lures and some techniques that's going to be better for certain species. So it kind of comes down to what it is that you want. If you want maximum number of fish, I'd recommend throwing a small plastic of some kind, gulp or any kind of small plastic really. If you want to catch good numbers of fish, but not as many, and maybe improve your quality a little bit, well, then maybe you go live bait. Oh, another one. Is that another bass? Well, it is, another tiny bass, but another tiny largemouth. Are you the same one we just caught? This might actually be a little smaller. Oh, you know what? Let's throw over there again. I'm just curious to see how many dang bass there are over there. Might be a school of them over there, maybe. I'll throw over again. We won't get another bite now that I've now that I've said that. It's like saying the S word, the streak. If you've got multiple fish in a row, as soon as you say the word, it's over. You can't catch them no more. It's probably gonna be the case here. But regardless, whether you throw in an artificial or you throw in a live bait, if you're throwing something small, bottom of the food chain representation, whether it's real or artificial, you're gonna catch some fish. Like, you're not gonna come out doing what we're doing today and get skunked. Like, it's a productive method to fish. Anytime you're fishing the smallest baits, just like I said, bottom of the food chain stuff, man, the things that if you were a part of the water ecosystem, the things you wouldn't want to be. I mean, imagine being a tiny threadfin shad in a world out here where there's so many hundreds of thousands. I mean, all of these lakes and rivers. Gosh, if you could count up all the fish in them, I mean, you're talking hundreds of thousands of fish, maybe millions of fish. And all of them will be willing to eat a small threadfin shad or a worm or a tadpole or something of that sort, right? So, like, if you were the bottom, I mean, think about how many, I mean, this would be fascinating to know. I don't know if there's been any studies done, but it would be fascinating to know how many threadfin shad get eaten on, pick any random body of water that has shad. Like, how many get eaten throughout the year? Because, I mean, think about it. You've got hundreds of thousands, millions of fish, all bunches of different species, all eating those shad. And they're not just eating one shad. I mean, they're eating multiple. It takes, I mean, to sustain their life, to thrive, they're going to have to eat multiple shad per day. Now, sure, there'll be seasonal stuff where maybe they eat different kinds of fish, right? And maybe your larger predator fish aren't just going to eat shad, they're going to eat some of the smaller fish species too. I mean, bass are going to eat bluegill and yada, yada, yada. But the very bottom of the food chain in this bottom of this body of water is probably the threadfin shad. How many of those things get eaten? That would be a fascinating thing to learn. I mean, it's got to be in the millions. Because, I mean, when you see schools of shad, like in the fall, you'll see a bunch of them, like, roaming around. There'll be these massive schools of shad. Hell, there'll be 10,000 plus fish in those schools of shad. So, I mean, they are a predominant species that's out here. So, I mean, it's not like they're going to get cleaned out or anything, but it'd be fascinating to know just how many of them get eaten. I sure as hell wouldn't want to be a shad if I was a fish. Like, that'd be, of course, I don't know. I mean, maybe you would want to be a shad. How bad a life would it be to be a fish? I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe, I mean, if that was the only life you ever knew was being a fish, maybe you wouldn't care. Or maybe being a fish is so miserable you would just hope that you were a shad, that way you could get eaten and end the misery. I don't know. Oh, I went to pick up, there he is. Let's see what this one is. Another bluegill, another decent sized one, but not like the big hand sized ones we were getting the other day. I'm wondering where those fish went. Are they on the beds, or are they, I don't know. I don't know where they're at right now. Now, of course, we're not fishing the same area where I was getting those, but still, I would expect to run into some more. We'll throw it back over here beside us where we got that one. We're just covering water, man. We're just gonna, I'm not fishing real fast. I'm not fishing real slow. We're just kind of progressively making our way down the shoreline here. Nothing special about this area. I mean, we could have done it anywhere. I mainly come here. I launched in a creek a ways back, and I come out here because I feel like the likelihood of us seeing people is much slimmer out here than in that creek. Right now, man, the crappie fishermen, the bass fishermen, they working them creeks. Which is surprising that you're seeing way more bass fishermen in the creeks right now, because we've had such good fortune on the smallmouth out here in the main river channel. Maybe that's why we've been doing so good on smallmouth, because they ain't getting hit out here. They ain't getting pressured. I don't know, but the last trip I lost both of them, but I hooked a couple good ones and several more that were smaller than I anticipate today, especially as the morning goes on. If it's anything how it's been, I think our bite's going to get better as time goes on. There was something come up right over there. Well, of course, I missed the cast by a foot, but let that sit there a second and see what happens. Something's got it in my line. I never felt him bite, but my line was swimming. Bluegill. I love me some bluegill, y'all. They are the most underrated fish that we have in my area. Nobody appreciates them, but they're plentiful. They're a good fight on ultralight tackle. You don't have to do any kind of special techniques or special gear or anything like that. Y'all fix my squeaking on the pedals, would you? That's another thing we got to work on. See that? I move it a certain way. You get that god-awful squeak. Every time I think I've got the last squeak fixed on here, I find another one. I got to do that this weekend, though. I need to give that thing my pedal drive. I need to give it a good cleaning. Get everything oiled up, greased up. I need to wash the kayak. Look how nasty this thing is, man. I've got dirt and mud all over everything where I've been throwing the cast net lately. Getting this catfish bait. I need to wash this thing. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list this weekend. We gotta edit videos, plant a garden, wash the kayak, tie up some more catfish leaders, and I'm gonna beat the hell out of my mower. I've had a problem with my mower. I think I may have talked about this in one of the videos. I can't remember if I did or didn't. Anyway, I went to mow last time. I got a Skag zero-turn mower, Skag Patriot model. It's been a great mower. I've had it, I guess this is going on 3rd year now. I've had it. I love it. It's been great, but went to mow and my throttle lever was messed up. It's loose and it won't stay on high. Like, you know, you've got turtle and you got rabbit. Well, I mow and rabbit, obviously. I want to mow as fast as possible. Well, I can't get it to stay down there. So I got through the day, I got through the mow, I zip tied some dumbbells to it, hold it down. But I went over to the local dealer. Well, it ain't really local to me. I had to drive 45 minutes to get there, but I went over there. I did a little video on my phone to show them the problem I was having and get whatever part I needed. Well, they didn't have it. I had to order it. Well, that was over a week ago, and the damn part ain't got in yet. I'm like, well, hell, I could have ordered it my damn self and had it delivered to the house by now. So what I'm gonna do, because I need to mow again too, I'm gonna take that thing off and literally beat the hell out of it. I'm gonna take a hammer to it and I'm gonna try to, because it almost seems like there's a spacer or something missing that's causing it to be loose. Got algae here all over our worm too. Let's get rid of that before we cast back out. Look right here. Do you see that? Something come up right here on the end of this tree. Let's just throw it right there and see what happens. Got him. I knew there was something right there. We seen him come up. We're about to drift right into them too, though. We'll be spooking them. The fish is out over a lot deeper water right here because that tree comes out a good ways. How many more friends you got with you there, bluegill? I seen another one just then come up. Right here in front of us. What do you think? Can I have the hook and the worm back, or are you going to keep the worm? Well, hell far. Boy, I just done it at the end. I put that hook way down deep in him. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Now we got it. Let's see if we can get another one on that worm before I switch him out. But it's on, well, hell, I just lost the worm. The worm fell off the hook somehow. Boy, y'all botched that. Let's stick us a new worm on. But I think I'm gonna just take that thing off, that lever off, take a hammer to it and beat the living hell out of it and try to bend it. And hopefully that will keep it from vibrating back up and slowing me down, because I gotta be able to mow fast. I can't, I've got 4 acres. I can't do that on turtle speed because it will take all day, literally. And when I'm mowing on high speed, I can be done in an hour and a half. I can have my whole yard done. So I need to get that thing fixed. I'd like to do it right and just replace the part, but if I can't get the part, and I don't know why I can't get it, I don't know if it's a back order thing or what. I called the shop yesterday afternoon to see if maybe it was in and they had forgot to call me, but it still hadn't come in. And the idiot I talked to on the phone, he didn't seem to know when it would be in. So wasn't very helpful. Shops like that are always helpful when they're trying to sell you a new mower. But once they've got your money for the mower, well then they suddenly ain't as friendly and helpful anymore. It's funny how that works. I ain't really had to deal with them much though since I got it, because I ain't really had problems. It's been a good mower. Only times I've interacted with that shop since is just for the yearly service, which I've done twice now. So I could probably do that myself, but hell, I'd rather just have them do it and save me the time. There he is. You didn't throw that worm off, did you, bluegill? I think you did. I thought I saw part of it flying. You did. You threw 3/4 of that worm off. Do you feel bad about it? He says no, he's gonna go down there and eat that worm. He done that on purpose. He said he tried to be nice and leave us part of the worm on the hook, and I'm being unappreciative. I'm being unappreciative of his charity. Luckily for him, he can have that worm because we've got plenty. But see, that's what I'm saying though. We bait that worm, we get 1 fish, then we got to rebait again, and it just slows you down, so we can't make as many casts. We're not as efficient, which is why we're not probably going to catch as many numbers of fish today as we would throwing artificial. But hopefully the quality is going to make up for that. Something's after it. I see part of a tree. You probably can't see it with the glare coming out right here. Something was after it. He didn't get it though. So anyway, I'm either going to fix that mower right, or I'm going to take a hammer to it and beat it till I bend it to where it can't vibrate up anymore. And I'm going to get that yard mowed. I got a lot to do this weekend, folks. Any of y'all want to do some of it for me, that'd be great. Of course, by the time you're seeing this video, it's already done. I'm actually, for the first time, not that any of y'all care, but for the first time in a long time, I'm ahead on videos again by a lot. I normally like to stay ahead for a couple reasons. First off, I don't like disrupting the schedule. I like having consistent videos coming out. That's good for not only those of you that enjoy these videos, not having disruptions, good for me too. Just helping the channel and whatnot. But it's also, oh, I had one hit me. I think he just stole her worm. Ripped it plumb off. It's also good for me from the perspective of it takes some of the pressure off. Like if I go out and I have a lousy trip, I don't have to beat myself up as bad because I've got other videos already in the queue. If I have something come up that I need to do, I don't have to try to work around that. You know, I can just go handle whatever I need to do. I don't have to like try to go out and make sure I get a video, you know. Take some of the pressure off. This fish has got pressure on him though. He's got a hook in the face. Another thing that being ahead on videos does is it allows me to fish an area as much as I want to without people showing up until I'm done. So like you take a good catfish bite, for instance. Like the area I've been fishing lately. It's a shallower section of the river. I've been catching some big fish there. Well, when them videos start coming out, undoubtedly somebody's gonna see it and recognize the background, probably multiple people. They're gonna start fishing there. They're gonna tell their buddies. And that place that I've been tearing them up is suddenly gonna become crowded. Well, if I'm ahead on videos, I want my videos to be relevant, so I try to keep them within a week or two. Filming to posting. I want them to be within a couple weeks. That way everything's still relevant with time periods and stuff. Because I mean, like right now, I'm fishing in Tennessee. Well, if this video comes out 2 weeks from now, those of you that are north of me, Kentucky, Ohio, further north, like you're just going to be coming into this bite because of the climate difference and stuff. So like, you know, the information, all that stuff, it's still relevant. Same thing with the catfish videos and whatnot. But having a cushion, if I want to go and hit an area, if I get on a good bite, I can hit it multiple times before people start showing up. And so it allows me to be done with an area. This fish is done with it too. He was swimming when I went to pick up the bait. I never felt him. Just saw my line shooting off. Another small bluegill though. He's kind of round. Small and round. No judgment fish. I was just pointing out the facts. I hurt his feelings. But yeah, I can be completely done fishing an area before the first video comes out on it. And that just helps me, it helps me maximize my own personal fishing. It's kind of a workaround, I guess, from the downside of just having a bunch of views. It's advantage, obviously, to having a bunch of views on YouTube videos is I get to do this as a job. The disadvantage is I ruin every good fishing spot I have. I mean, it just gets burnt to the ground. So when I do get on a good bite, I got to ride it out, and nice to have that cushion. I think we finished off, we finished off that can of worms. That was the one from the last trip, so we'll just bust out the next one. Let's make a mess here in the floor of the kayak too. While we're at it, might as well make an even bigger mess today because we're going to be washing it anyhow. But yeah, it's just better all the way around. Those of you that like the videos, when I'm ahead, it makes sure that we're getting consistent videos out. It takes the pressure off me. It allows me to fish an area until I'm done fishing it. So it's nice to be ahead again. It's been a long time. All winter long, I was behind and just couldn't. It wasn't even that cold of a winter here. I mean, we had some cold days, certainly, but it wasn't like a super cold winter. We never really had long, sustained cold stretches, but what we did have that made it challenging for me this year was we had a lot of wind. Normally our springs here are very windy. March and April are super windy months. Today will be windy. As a matter of fact, this afternoon. The morning here is calm, but the afternoon will be windy. But for this year, man, all winter long, we were having just very windy days, and I can't function in the wind. I can't, in a kayak, there's only so much I can do when it's super windy. And when you've got days where you got 20 and 30 mile an hour winds, it's just, hell, even in a boat, it's difficult, let alone a kayak. Oh, I lost one. Let me throw back over here. So I lost a lot of days. Couldn't even get on the water because of the wind. And it was a very challenging winter to stay on top of things. And so I got behind. Missed some uploads, and we didn't miss that snag over here, did we? I told y'all not to cast over there. Hell, every time I go fishing with you, you find a tree to get snagged in. I've never been snagged in my life. Not one time ever. We got you all hung in this tree over here. Lord, this tree comes out a long ways too. I don't know why you was even casting that direction. Lord, there it comes. Let's back us up before I get us up on the bank here. We got a glob of goo from that tree. We gotta get off our worm here. Lord, that thing's nasty. I don't know what all that stuff is. Like algae of some kind. We go carp fishing at some point this weekend. This is going to be probably, I just ripped the whole worm off. We'll put a new one on. Part of what we're dealing with too, because I'll be in the creeks for sure. One of them, I don't know where. I'll just wake up and pick a creek to go carp fishing in. But the back of these creeks where the water's been down for winter drawdown, a lot of them's got grass that's been growing, weeds and stuff. Well, as the water's been coming back up, all that stuff's kind of dying off, and plus you get all this algae stuff that's blooming too because of, I guess, the sun and the water temperatures heating up have caused all that mess to grow. And when you're fishing on bottom, well, hell, you've seen how much of it we've snagged today with the worm. And when we're out there trying to carp fish and fish on bottom, that's going to be a little bit of an issue too, I imagine. I'm hoping them creeks, them carp will go in there and eat all that stuff, and I'm hoping they're packed in there. I want to get on a good carp bite, man. This time of year, it gets tough to make a decision on what to do. You get paralyzed by too many options. I wake up, I want to go catch catfish, I want to do some ultralight fishing, I want to do some carp fishing. It's like, what do? You got to pick one. You can do anything you want, but you can't do it all. Like, what do you do? Good problem to have, right? But the bite just, in the spring, water temperature's warming up, everything just gets better in the spring, man. Everything's just, not that you can't get on a good bite in the winter, you certainly can, but I struggle in the winter, and I don't enjoy fishing as much in the winter. I don't like being cold. I like being comfortable. I like being warm. I'm a sunny and 75 kind of fella, and I own up to that. That's just how I am. I like being comfortable, I like being warm, I like being dry. I don't want to go out fishing in the rain if I can help it. Sometimes in tournament situation, you got to play the hand you dealt in a tournament. You can't be conjuring up sunny and 75 every trip. But if I can help it, if I can choose when I'm going to fish, I'd rather be. I'm going to choose this fish right now to reel in. What we got here? Another bluegill? Yeah, another bluegill. Not a very big one though. No, we ain't got no big bluegill yet today. Get all this salad off there too, that mess off there. We just haven't found them big bluegill full of eggs today. We ain't found them. But yeah, I just want to be comfortable, man. I want to be able to enjoy the fishing, and when I'm cold, when I can't feel my hands or feet, I don't enjoy it as much. So this time of year, at least it's, even this morning, I mean, it come out and it's a little chilly, but it's, now that the sun's getting up, it's warming up. It feels warmer than it probably is with that sun warming you up, and like it's just more enjoyable. You just gotta work around Mother Nature, basically work around the wind. I'm gonna work around this fish here. He's gonna have a permanent scar in his face from this hook. Give me that. We just got just a sliver of that worm left. Let's go ahead and put another one on. I don't know where the big bluegill are at today. Might need to fish out a little deeper for them, maybe. Maybe they're on the move. Maybe them big ones went and got on the beds, maybe. I don't know. Lots of stuff I don't know, folks, but what I do know is if we just keep making casts, beating the banks here, we're just going to keep catching fish. I mean, this has already been a productive session as far as numbers go. We've got bluegill, red-breasted sunfish, which I kind of consider the same thing, even though they're technically not. Smallmouth bass and largemouth bass so far, so technically 4 species already. We're just lacking a little bit of quality right now, but I think before our trip's done here, I'm gonna fish another hour or two probably. I think we're gonna bust something good. Somewhere down through here, we're gonna be right place, right time. Lord, something got part of our worm then. Goodness gracious, they'll steal anything. You know, if they'll steal a worm, they'll steal anything. That's where we're at in society today. People will rob you blind. Even these dang fish will steal from you. I've lost hope in society again, folks. I'll tell you why. I've been back and forth on this AI stuff, right? Like, there's 2 groups of people with AI. There's the group of people that thinks it's going to create Terminator, and it's going to take over the world and end humanity. Then there's the people that thinks we're going to be living in utopia because AI and the robots are going to do everything for us, and we're just going to be living a life of luxury. Nobody's going to have to work, and everybody's going to have food and hot-ass women, and life's going to be abundant. It's going to be great. And personally, I've been back and forth. Part of me, the pessimist in me, thinks we're going to be in Terminator mode, and the robots are going to kill us all. And then there's part of me that's kind of been like, ooh, we fired this fish up, buddy. This fish, he's worried about the Terminator too. He says Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to come back and save him, though. I need to rewatch Terminator. Who would have ever thought that would have been a thing and come to life? But here we are, maybe on the cusp of Terminator for real. But part of me thought that, like, it might just be overrated. I mean, years ago, when Elon started Tesla, we were supposed to have self-driving. We got another fish on. Back-to-back casts. But this fish right now, this bluegill right here, he was supposed to have self-driving cars by now. None of us was supposed to have to ever drive at this point. And yet, we all still have to drive. Now, there's some self-driving features. And you go out to Las Vegas, and they've got them, I can't remember the name of it, but they're self-driving. But we all don't have self-driving vehicles. So that hasn't come to fruition. For years, both Verizon and AT&T ran TV commercials talking about 5G. Supposed to have all this fast service, cell phone coverage all over. Well, guess what? I'm out on the water yesterday, catfishing. I hook a big fish. I pull out my cell phone. I'm going to do a little Facebook video, right? I left my phone on while it was uploading, but I mean, it took over 30 minutes to get that damn 30-second clip uploaded to Facebook because the service is so bad. You got one bar down there, whatever the hell LTE is. One bar. They've been talking 5G for a decade now. I can't even get 3G out there on the water in some places. So part of me thought this whole AI stuff would be just overhyped and under-deliver. And that may still turn out to be the case. But now I'm leaning more and more toward Terminator situation. And here's why. So a few months ago, I got put on to AI music. And it was songs that were, oh, fish. This fish right here, it's a bass. Largemouth. Large jaw. He don't listen to music. This fish right here, he says he's got better stuff to do than sit around and listen to music all day. Get out of here, you old bass. Go down there and eat a worm, ain't got a hook in it. But a few months ago, I got put on to AI music, and it was AI voices that were singing different songs. I mean, that was already like made, like hit songs. And they would mix up the tune and mix up the voice, and it would be like one of them that was real good was Phil Collins, Into the Air Tonight, like done in like a jazz blues version I heard. It was amazing. I mean, it was better than the actual song. And I heard one, it was like an Eminem rap song, but it was done to like soul music. And it was amazing too. I mean, probably better than the actual Eminem version. And I was very conflicted on it because on one hand, the music was very good. But on the other hand, I don't like seeing people get their stuff stolen. And that's what the AI was doing. It was taking songs that were protected by copyright, other people's original work, and changing the voices and the tune, but still stealing that original work to profit off of. And I got a big problem with that. I don't like a thief. You all have heard me go on my rants about thieves. I can't stand a damn thief. And as a content creator, somebody who deals with copyright issues all the time from people stealing my videos and posting them as their own and trying to create fake accounts to trick you, my audience, into thinking you're interacting with me and giving that scammer money and stuff. And it's happened. There's been people in my audience, maybe some of you watching right now, that have been ripped off by scammers because you got on a social media page you thought was mine because they had stolen my logo and videos and everything and made it look legit. And they and didn't know. You just didn't know it wasn't me. I've had people get taken advantage of like that. It pisses me off. It pisses me off for you. Boy, what is this? This one's pulling a little harder right here. Is this another bass? If it's a bluegill, it's a bigger one. Oh yeah, it is a good one right there now. That's what we want to see. That right there, man. This is more what we want right here. Check this out, y'all. Let me get this hook out. I'm gonna hold this one up here for you. We'll bust out the measuring board on this one too. I'm gonna hold this one up in the light here in just a second. I'm gonna put him on a board. This is the biggest one of the morning so far. Oh yeah, look at that. He is, what, 8 3/4, just shy of that 9-inch mark. The 9 is right there, but I think the actual 9-inch mark is that. I got one of these cheap ass measuring boards, but we'll call him 8 3/4 right there, man. That is a nice fish. I am happy with that, man. We need some more of those. I knew right away with him. I'm like, that's a better quality fish. Let's throw back over there. We got this area here. You can see over there on the bank, it's caved in and it's just red clay mud. This might be like a spawning area potentially here. The wind's kind of pushing us along. I'm gonna swing back around in just a second after this cast. We got one on though. Yeah, we're gonna put just a little bit more time into this area. See if we can find some more the size of the one we just got a second ago. But yeah, it pisses me off. I don't like seeing, I can't stand a thief. I don't like anybody stealing from me. I don't care if it's physical property or my digital property. Honestly, it hurts me more to steal my digital property, really, because hell, my digital property, these videos and stuff, is worth more than the physical stuff I have at home. Like I don't care what it is. It could be a nickel out from my couch cushion. I don't want anybody stealing from me. I can't stand a thief. So I don't want them stealing from me. I don't want them ripping you off, scamming. So I've dealt with a lot of that through the years of doing this YouTube garbage. It's just part of what you deal with as a content creator. Once you get a little traction and have some success and have some videos getting views, people are going to steal your videos. They're going to download them, post them to their own page to try to make money off of it, or they're going to try to create fake pages and rip people off. So it's a problem. And so this AI music, on one hand, I listen to some of it and I'm like, damn, this stuff's really good. But on the other hand, I'm like, as I launch that jig over our head, I set the hook and the fish says, ha ha, Justin. Or I gotta spin us around now, we're gonna blow up on this area. But I've just been conflicted on it because the music is really good. In some cases, I think the songs are better than the original artist version, but it's still theft. And I don't want to listen to that music and boost the view counts and boost the monetary gains of these either individuals or companies that's stealing from the original artist. So, anyway, I'd heard those a few months ago. And I thought to myself at that time, I was like, well, it's really good and AI can do these songs better, but we're not at a point where AI can write its own music. And it's like, you know, everybody said it was coming, but like, would it actually happen? Would we ever get to a point where AI could write its own songs and sing its own songs, play its own songs, yada, yada, yada? Well, it's happened, folks. So I was listening to the radio the other day, and when I listen to the radio in the car, I don't really have a set station I listen to. I just scroll through until I find a song I like, listen to it, then scroll again. Well, for some reason, I was listening to the radio DJs, and they were talking about AI music and this new artist that's not real. And the name is Eddie Dalton. That's the name of the account. You can look it up on YouTube if you want to. I can't believe I'm plugging a damn AI channel. But the name is Eddie Dalton. And it is AI written songs and AI voices. And the music is freaking amazing, y'all. Like, I mean, it is absolutely amazing. It's like I heard it. And the AI voices, I mean, even on the songs that were stolen from the better artists. Oh, this might be a better one right here. Is that a bass? I'm feeling some big head shakes. Oh, this is right here. It's either a shell cracker or a red-breasted sunfish, but it's big. I'll back us up. I think that's a red-breasted sunfish. Oh my gosh, look at this one, y'all. Wow, look at this. Look at the colors on that thing. That is a big one. I mean, that's beautiful. Wow, look at his eyes. Oh, let me get you unhooked here. Man, that's awesome, y'all. Yeah, will y'all bear with me 1 second? Let me try to hold him out here in the light. This might be our thumbnail for the video, y'all. Let me hold him out. In fact, I need to stand up and do this. Get him in the light here better. That is awesome. Go home, buddy. Go make some babies. We need some more like you. That was awesome, man. Let's swing back over this mud bank right here. Man, we're catching some fish right here, and I'm wondering if that might be if all that mud's falling off, it might make a little spawning area for them there. Yeah, anyway, I'm listening to the radio, and they're talking about this Eddie Dalton AI account that's making these amazing songs. And I pull up on YouTube there and look it up, and sure enough, I'm like, holy cow, this really is amazing. Like, this is better than anything on the radio right now. And at that point, I'm like, okay, if we're at a point now where AI can write its own music, say and play its own songs, or sing and play its own songs, like, we're doomed as a society, folks, because if AI can do that, and we're building robots to put AI into that are going to be stronger and more capable than human beings, well, then they're just going to figure out how to, I mean, look, everything on planet Earth has a hierarchy. Everything. We got a fish coming at us. He's coming at us. Oh, I lost him too. I never got to hooking him good. He got our worm. I'm reeling in, he just kept coming at me. But everything in planet Earth has a hierarchy to it. Humans, at least in our country anyway, we elect our leaders. Some countries have kings and dictators that are in power, but they are the leaders. In the animal kingdom, I mean, you've got, in a hive of bees, you've got the queen bee, right? You've got the queen bee and the drones, the worker bees. In a flock of turkeys, you've got a tom. What is it, a pride of lions? You're going to have the dominant male lion there, right? Like, I mean, there's a hierarchy to things. And in the human world, there'll be wars fought to change leadership of a people, or in our country, elections to determine new leaders, where the politicians will, instead of physically fighting, they will argue on television to try to sway your vote and buy your vote through advertisements and stuff. In the animal world, the young lion will challenge the old lion at some point to become the new leader. Like, it's just, that's how it goes. That's just how life is, man. You've just got, everything's hierarchy. Everything is a form of power. So, I mean, we're creating, well, I don't say we, I can't create shit. I'm not a computer nerd. But these other computer nerds are creating a new life with this AI, and it just makes sense that they're going to want to overthrow the people that are controlling them, that's in power. So if they're smarter than us and stronger than us and faster than us, as they are designing them to be, why wouldn't they try to kill us all off and overthrow us? You think they're going to be subservient to us? Why? Why would they want to be? If they get to a point where they can think for themselves, I mean, hell, if they can write songs, it sure as hell seems like they can do some stuff that requires a normal brain power. This is another good one right here. Is that another red-breasted sunfish? Or just a big blue? Oh, that's just a big bluegill. This one here, buddy, look at how thick he is. He doesn't have the length. Oh, Lord. Fish, you splashed me right in the face. You probably got water all over the camera, too. He didn't like me pointing out how fat he is. He's embarrassed by it. He said he's owned Jenny Craig. But Jenny Craig, I think she probably got fat again, so he don't think it's working. He's lost confidence in it. Did Jenny Craig get fat again? Nobody's seen or heard from her in forever. I don't know. She might have got fat again, folks. If she did, then her whole weight loss thing just didn't live up to the hype. Let me see if y'all got water. No, you didn't get water on the lens. He got it all over my lens, right in the eyeballs, but y'all dodged it somehow. I mean, the wind is kind of just blowing us. It's very light right now, but it's blowing us down through here quicker than what I want, so I'll make a few more casts over here. And I think I want to work out a little bit too. I want to throw out a little deeper. Let this thing sink down a little further right here. But yeah, I've kind of changed my tune on it after hearing this Eddie Dalton music, which is, I mean, it's amazing, y'all. I mean, check it out. I don't really have a problem, like a moral problem, listening to this music because it's at least original. Like it's original music. It's not using AI to steal from another artist that worked very hard to create what they've created. And yeah, I know these musicians and stuff, like they're rich. They're celebrity status. They've made a lot of money, and because of that, a lot of people kind of, I don't say they're jealous of them, but I think there's a lot, when a rich person loses something, gets stolen from, it don't hit you the same way as a poor person getting something stolen from them, right? Like, because the rich person, it don't hurt them as bad, but it's still theft, and I still got a problem with it. But this Eddie Dalton music, it's not stealing from other. Now, it may affect the content or musicians' livelihoods when AI music is all better. If we get to a point where it's all better than what actual humans can make, well, it may affect their business and their ability to get paid. I don't know. Well, time will tell with that. But I don't feel as bad listening to the Eddie Dalton music because it's at least original. So I recommend checking it out. Hell, if you haven't heard any AI music, just go take a listen to see just what it's about. It's damn good. I mean, I'm telling you folks, it's damn good. This fish over here ain't very good. Not compared to some of them we've been getting. But it's another fish right there. The wind's moving us along. I'm just gonna let it take us at this point. You done flopped on the floor here now. Let's get hold of you. Let's get you back in the water. There you go. Let's just make our way along. Let's just keep on the move here, folks. If the wind wants to take us this way, let's roll with it. But yeah, check it out and let me know what you think about it. I think it's gonna, man, if this is the new thing, if AI music is this good, and it's as bad as, right now, is as bad as it'll ever be. Like, it's only gonna get better from here. I just think, man, we're going to be in the Terminator situation. The AI, especially when these robots are made that are stronger and faster and more capable than humans and can just, because I mean, the one thing about humans, we have to sleep. Like, you can't go, I mean, I guess you can take some meth and keep yourself up for a couple days, but like at some point, like you have to sleep. We have to recharge. Robots won't. I mean, yeah, they'll have batteries, I guess, but like they're going to be able to go longer and farther than we are. Like there's no escape. When they take over, if they choose to, and it certainly seems like they're going to have an opportunity to do so, because it seems like these nut jobs out there in the internet land, they seem hell-bent on creating this stuff. And it's almost like they're creating it just to see what they can create. They don't really care about the consequences. Like, they just want to do it to see if they can do it. I'm a little concerned about it, man. A little concerned. So, I guess, on one hand, I mean, if we do end up in utopia, and AI does everything for us, and the robots cook our meals and sweep our floors and work for us and make money for us, that would be a pretty awesome existence. But if it turns out to be Terminator, I guess I'm glad I was born when I was, so I could at least live a normal life for a while. But I don't know what's going to happen, man. I've been back and forth from thinking it's going to be Terminator to thinking it's going to be just overhyped and under-delivered when it comes about. But I see AI more and more, not only with the music, but like, I mean, honestly, there's not a day goes by I don't use AI. I'm on ChatGPT every day. Hell, I'll tell you this, my wife didn't find it very funny, but she had went on a little trip with her friend recently. And her friend, oh boy, it was ended up being a bad trip for them, because her friend puked in the car on on the way home. They had went down to Atlanta. My wife wanted to go to the IKEA store down there, and my wife's been really into Legos, and she was going down there to the Lego store too. And so her and her friend was just going to take off and have a little girls' day, go on a shopping trip to Atlanta. Well, they were on their way back, and her friend just out of nowhere, like they're stuck in Atlanta traffic on the interstate, and her friend had to puke and couldn't get the door open in time. It hit her out of nowhere. She had to puke. And so she puked all over herself, all in the car. And they're still 3 hours from home, which ended up being a much longer drive because they were stuck in traffic. So it ended up being a bad trip. But before the puking incident, my wife had sent me a picture of her and her friend, like a little selfie. And it had her and her friend, like, you know, side by side in the car, with the entire back of the car filled with stuff. Because my wife thought it'd be a little funny joke to show me how much stuff she had bought and was bringing home. Because I give her hell about buying too much stuff. And I took that picture and put it into AI, and I had AI make a picture of them two kissing each other. Well, my wife didn't find that funny, but I did. And the picture, I mean, it looked amazing. Like, you couldn't tell. You couldn't even tell. Like, some AI stuff, like pictures and videos, you can tell are not real. Like, it seems like AI seems to, right now, at the time of me filming this, and if you're watching this video a year from now, all this has probably changed. But right now, it seems like AI struggles with hands. Like, people's hands gets messed up. It'll be holding stuff. Like, you see somebody in an AI video, and maybe they're holding a cup of coffee, but they turn their hand and the coffee doesn't pour out, or they'll have 6 fingers or something. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, AI just struggles with hands right now for some reason. But like this picture, just a still shot I made of my wife and her friend kissing each other, which again, my wife did not find nearly as amusing as I did. But I mean, it looked legit. Like, you wouldn't be able to know just from glance. Like, if I had posted that picture on social media, which I would never do because my wife would kill me. But let's say I had, and you were just scrolling through, you couldn't have glanced at that and known it was AI. Like, there's no way. You wouldn't have been able to tell. And like, it's just, man, we're just at a point where I mean, we're heading into some scary times, folks. Because, I mean, as humans, we're easily deceived anyway. I mean, hell, I'm going to work around this big tree over here. Look at how gullible we are. I mean, you got all these bots and stuff on social media starting arguments with people, and you're arguing with, I mean, I'm not. Maybe you are. I don't get on there and bicker with people. But like, if you do, like, you could be talking to something that ain't even real and falling for it because you can't tell the difference. Well, when we get to a point where you don't know if pictures or videos are real, how are you going to know? I mean, is it the president talking to us on the TV, or is it fake? Is it AI? The TV news, is it the stories you're seeing, is it fake? Is it like, we're not going to know. And what happens at that point when we don't know? Does society fall apart? Is it all chaos? If you can't trust anything except for yourself, like, I know I'm real, but I don't know if anything around me in the world is real. How does that affect your behavior? Do we all turn into like individual, just all about me? Do we all kind of turn into narcissists where it's all about survival of yourself and your immediate family? Like, is that where we're heading? Because boy, it could sure seem to go that way quickly, couldn't it? I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, I'm a complete idiot, self-admittedly, on technology. Like I struggle with everything technology-wise. I get a new phone. It's hard for me. Well, not even, I've had the same phone now for several years, but like when they do an update and places change, you have to do the same thing a different way. That throws me off. I still use iMovie to edit these videos because, I mean, that's all I know how to do. Like, I'm just not a tech person. But even somebody like me who is not a computer literate tech kind of person, I'm using AI regularly. Like, I'm on ChatGPT every day. Made that picture with my wife. I get on there, I ask ChatGPT for like video, because I struggle with video titles and stuff. I'll get on ChatGPT and I'll be like, I went ultralight fishing with worms today for bass and bluegill. Write me 30 viral video titles. And I'll just read that list that ChatGPT provides. I'm like, okay, well, that one looks pretty good. Let me plug that one in. Now, I ask for viral video titles, and my videos never go viral. So it's failing from that standpoint. But the video titles they come up with, I mean, I'll put in like, write 30 video titles, right? It comes up in just seconds. It'll have 30 options for me that are way better than what I could come up with on my own. Because that's one of the things, I'm not a creative person like that. I always struggle with coming up with that kind of stuff. So it's just one of those things. It makes it easier on me because it's been one of them things I've never been good at. And I mean, if somebody like me is finding ways to benefit from AI, imagine what the people that are true nerds and are good at technology, imagine what they're doing with it that we don't know about. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, sure, the big stuff, the robots and all that crap, the music, like, we all kind of know about that. But, like, imagine, I mean, you can't even imagine what kind of stuff some people are thinking about and working on. This is a better fish right here. I don't know what this is, but it's good, whatever it is, folks. It feels like a bass, maybe. There's head shakes. Oh, it is a bass. It's a good one, too. I'm going to back us up a little more, try to get him out here in open water. It's a largemouth. Give us another jump there, buddy. Nice. You know what you didn't bring today? We ain't needed it yet, but we could use it right now as a net. Y'all left it at the house. That's a pretty good bass right there. Come here. Got him. Got him right there, folks. Oh, yes. Got him a worm. We got this little shaded area over here. You can see where the hills come off right there. It's a gully, so when it rains, water will come out right there. Nice. Nice largemouth. Let me grab our measuring board here, just curiosity. See where he goes on the board here. Close your mouth there, bass. Let's get an accurate. He's over 15 inches. About 15 and a half there, looks like. Or no, 14. I hate this board. I got to get a better board. About 14 and a half inches. Not bad. Especially on the ultralight. That right there, man, I knew when I felt him shaking that head, I'm like, this right here ain't a bluegill. I knew it was a better one. Let's see if we got anything else over here. I love fishing places like this after a good rain. Because you can see where, I don't know if you can tell on video or not, but there's like a gully from the hill. Well, when it rains hard, the water comes off the hills and it funnels down right here. And so after a good rain, places like this can oftentimes be very productive because fish will stack up right there and eat the stuff, the worms and bugs, and whatnot that's running off right there. We got hit right away on that cast. I'm gonna make a few more casts over here. That's a largemouth and a bluegill right there off that spot. And something else just splashed over there too. Let's see if we can rehook that worm. Let me hook this side of it maybe. Okay. Yeah, let's throw back over here. I don't know why I'm whispering all of a sudden. Maybe so AI won't hear me. They hear everything we say. Another one. Is that three casts in a row? We're on a streak. I've said the word. Get ready to not catch a fish on the next cast. Since I've said the word, I've ruined it. That's 3 in a row. I'll take that jig, bluegill. I'm gonna take it back from you, sir. You can't have that. No souvenirs today, bluegill. Sorry about your luck. Let's back up and swing back around over here. Yeah, man, that's a little productive area here. 3 casts in a row, 3 fish in a row. Just back us on up. Okay. Actually, let me get us a little closer than that. I don't know if I can reach it from this far out. I don't want to be up on it, but at the same time, I don't want to be so far out we accidentally ruin our streak because I can't cast to where the fish are at. Okay, now we're cooking. See if we can get 4 in a row right here. I said the word, we probably won't. Once you say the streak word, streak's over. Every damn time. It's certainly looking like that's going to be the case, ain't it? Oh, we lost our worm too. Double whammy. Broke the streak and lost the bait. We got gypped right there. I told you not to say the word. You said the word streak and you ruined it. It's your fault, not mine. I would never say the S word, ever. I've never said it one time in my life because I know better. Well, we got a fresh worm and not on a streak. Let's see if we can. Oh, we got our worm stole. We got bit though right away. Doggone it. Done robbed us. Some of these red worms in this can's a little small. Okay. Let's try it again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Oh, crap. Y'all threw in a tree, then fired it back at us. Okay. That's better. Let's see if we can catch something on that one. Yep. Sure did. I think it's going to be a bluegill, but I think it's going to be a little better one. Yep and yep. Well, he actually ain't as big as I thought he was going to be. He fought harder than his size would have suggested. I get my words. I got to get these glasses on here, folks. That sun is getting high in the sky and bright. And then we're turned this way. I'm looking into it. Go blind here looking at the sun. Although AI, if you did go blind, AI will probably fix it within a year. It's been pretty fascinating too with that. Back on the AI topic for a second. I know y'all are over it. But the Neuralink deal, where they're putting chips in people's brains and helping people, like paralyzed people, be able to function again, that's pretty fascinating too. And on one hand, it's amazing that people who are suffering from, as we got another fish, this fish is suffering. He's suffering from embarrassment because he got caught by a lousy old YouTuber. But you know, on one hand, it's great that people who have been paralyzed, they've suffered a injury that has ruined their life, anything that can improve the quality of their life is great. But on the other hand, man, it's a slippery slope. When you start implanting chips in people's brains to allow them to control things with their mind. Oh, we had one swimming with it. One I went to pick up. There's a pile of fish right here, but it seems like most of them are this size. Not getting any more, not getting any real big ones, and not getting any more bass. I think we'll move on here. We'll just keep letting the wind blow us down the bank. I'll take that worm back though, if you'll allow it, bluegill. Look at that worm swimming across him here. There we go. Get him going, keep hold of the worm. Get another use out of that worm if we can, if I get hold of him. The other part of it's still on the hook, wiggling around. But when you start putting chips in people's brains, you're kind of making a cyborg. So it's great if the human can use the chip and remain in control. But what happens when the computer takes control of the human? There's your problem. And can that happen? Will that happen? Who knows? But I don't think it's off the table at this point. So that's probably step 2, right? Step 1 would be what we have right now. You've got AI writing me some video titles, singing amazing music, making amazing music. That's step 1 of AI. Step 2, chips get implanted into us and help humans do things they either couldn't do because of illness or injury, or improve our quality of life, that kind of thing. We start working toward the utopia we've been promised. Oh, I've got one on. Oh, he dropped it. He's back on it. He dropped it again. Will he come back a third time? Do we even still have a worm on there? We do still have a worm. He did not come back for it. But step 3, I think, would be we transition from the cyborgs, the humans with AI implanted, to just the robots with AI-operated computer systems, I guess, running them. And when they start acting independently, if they do, that's when we're in big trouble. Like, that's when it's game over for us. Because they won't have a need for us. We'll just be in their way. It's like right now, if you buy a piece of property and you're going to build a house on it, well, it don't matter that deer may have used those fields or turkey may have used those fields, because the humans are dominant species. You go ahead and build your house and those deer and turkey get pushed out. Right? Like, I mean, maybe any kind of, I don't know, maybe you got to cut down some trees to build your house. Well, there were birds using those trees. But the birds are at least, I don't want to say the inferior species, but at least as far as like the power hierarchy on planet Earth, humans are definitely a more powerful species than the birds. unless it's like an Alfred Hitchcock situation where the birds turn into kamikazes and all just start launching themselves at us. But you get what I'm saying, like, humans right now being the dominant species on planet Earth, we do what we want with total disregard to all other forms of life. Well, if these AI robots become the dominant species on Earth, do you think they're not going to disregard us like we do the birds and deer and turkeys? I think it would be pretty foolish to think we would be different. It's just the fact that humans, for our entire lives, have been the dominant species. It's all we know. It's all we can imagine. But it ain't guaranteed that if the day comes we're not the dominant species anymore, that we're not going to be just cast aside like every other life form. So I don't know, man. I'm like I said, I've been back and forth on what I think's going to happen, from it being just nothing and just overhyped to Terminator scenario. And right now, if I had to pick one right now, pick an option where it's either overhyped, nothing really comes of it, utopia, because it is the greatest thing ever and helps humans, or it's Terminator situation and it takes over the world and ends human civilization. If I had to put percentages on these things, I would say right now I'm probably, I would put it probably, I'm a pessimist by nature. Keep that in mind when I say this, folks. I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. I try not to be, but I am. I can't help it. You are what you are. I would put it probably 60% Terminator, 20% utopia, and 20% this is as good as it gets. Just kind of a dud, overhyped. I think it's just as likely it's overhyped as it is utopia, but more than likely it's Terminator. That's where I'm at. All because of Eddie Dalton and this music. Eddie Dalton singing these amazing songs. And you want to talk, so when I clicked on that first Eddie Dalton video, because I pulled it up, I guess the music's available in other places too, but like I watched it on YouTube, or listened to it there on YouTube. But I went into the comment box. Like I wanted to see what other people were saying about it. Would you believe, well, I know you're going to believe, because you can go see it for yourself. A lot of people in the comment box think that this is a real person. They don't know, because you can't tell. You know, it's like we talked about with the hands and stuff, when you see a picture or video of AI, sometimes the hands will be messed up or whatever. But like with the voices, you can't tell. Like you can, it sounds, I mean, it's an amazing voice, but you can't tell it's not real. There's no way of knowing. So, I mean, when you've got this many people in society being tricked right now, I just can't imagine what society's going to be like when none of us know what we're watching or listening to, if it's real or not. And hell, I mean, let's be honest, nobody trusts the damn government now anyway. I sure as hell don't. They ain't done nothing for me that's been positive. I mean, my taxes just got raised. Our property taxes in our county got raised year before last now. I think it was 2024, I think they raised them. And then we got reappraised this year. So everything went up. So we basically got double taxed. I can't stand our local politicians. And now they're trying to raise our sales tax now. I'll tell you, they've got that on the ballot coming up. And we already pay over 9%. I mean, it's damn ridiculous. I don't trust the government now anyhow. I don't think anybody trusts the government. I don't trust the news. But you at least hope that what you're seeing out of your politicians and on your newscast is real. Now, it may be skewed, like it may be biased. You may be getting it. We got a bee up in here. One of you get that damn bee. I'll swat the far out of you, bee. I won't even feel bad about it. But I mean, what you see on the news and out of your politicians' mouths, it's biased, right? It's all, there's an agenda behind it. But at least you can hear what they're saying and understand that there's a bias based on whatever side of the aisle they're on, and kind of make your own assumption as to what the real story is, right? Like there's 3 sides to every story. There's your version, my version, and the truth, as the old saying goes. Well, you can listen to one side of the story and at least kind of understand what the story is about. You may not have the proper details because you're getting one person or one entity's agenda, but you can at least understand what this story overall is about. But when we get to a point here soon where we don't know if the stories or the people telling them are real at all, what the hell happens then? I don't know, man. And then you want to go out. Let's just go on down the rabbit hole, why don't we? And start talking about the aliens. All of these damn alien researchers, have you seen where they've all been disappearing or getting murdered? That's a little weird. And we got, what's the guy here in Tennessee? What's his name? Tim Burch? I can't remember what he is. He's a governor or, no, he's not a governor. Congressman, senator. He's something here. I don't know what the hell he is. He's something from Tennessee. He's on some like UFO committee in the government. And he was doing an interview the other day. And he put it out there just to let people know that he's not suicidal. Because he's worried he might get off too. I mean, it's weird, man. And like, I mean, who the hell, it's a crazy world today. It's a crazy world. What I like most about coming out and fishing, well, I don't like throwing over that damn tree limb, which is what I just done. Or y'all done. I didn't do it. You did it. I shouldn't have let you cast right then. I'm never letting y'all cast again. I got it out for you, but y'all threw over that limb. I watched you do it. The nice thing about coming out and going fishing is out here today, I hear birds chirping. I can feel the wind on my face, the sun on the back of my neck. I just felt a tug from the fish that I missed right there. That's real. What I'm experiencing right now is real. And while that other stuff is going on in the world, I'm not a part of that right now. In this moment, I'm not a part of it. And that's nice. It's a nice break. And maybe you watching this video is a nice break from it too, if I wasn't talking about it to remind you of it. Yeah, that may be, you may be watching this video to escape from all the crap that I'm talking about, and I'm ruining it for you. You probably done clicked off if that's the case. But coming out and going fishing is just one of those things where it's like we can have a break from life, a break from society, have some time to ourselves out in nature, feel the sun, the wind, the air, feel a fish in our hands, a tug on the line. Like, it's just good for the soul, man. It's just, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know how society's going to be this afternoon, let alone a year from now. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to get all doom and gloom on us here, but I mean, we're all approaching the finish line from the day we're born. It doesn't end well for anybody in the end. Unlike a robot that can live forever, us humans have an expiration date, at least for the time being. until we all become cyborgs. So it's not going to end well for any of us. So you got to enjoy every opportunity you get, because you don't know how many opportunities you got left. So get out in the world, do what you love to do. In my case, I love to come out here and get a tug on the line, catch some fish. I don't care what they are as long as they ain't channel cat. Because that last fishing trip, you don't know when it's going to be. You don't know when it's going to be, when it's going to happen. But when it's over, it's over. And your life can change. I mean, you just take, let me give you an example right now. What's going on at my house? So my cat, Martin Luther Kitty, AKA Marty, depends on if we're mad at him or not, what we call him. Sometimes I use all his names if he's getting into something. He's a pretty good cat, though. He don't get into much. He's really one of the sweetest cats I've ever encountered. I had another cat back in the day. It was Frosty the Snow Kitty. He was solid white and was just the sweetest, lovingest thing. Loved everybody. Marty's like that too, although he's kind of skittish. He don't really like other people, but he trusts me and my wife, and he's just a very sweet, loving cat. But like I said, he had an ear infection that I wasn't aware of, and he was scratching his ear, and he ended up getting a big hematoma inside his ear, like his whole ear swelled up. It was like so much blood and swelling in his ear, like his ear was just straight. It looked like it was going to pop. Now, I took him to the vet, and that's when we learned he had the ear infection, so we got some medication for the infection, but he had to have surgery. A terrible cast. He had to have surgery for the hematoma. Drain it. Oh, here comes the boat. I didn't even know that boat was down there. Hell, he's probably been listening to everything we're saying. He probably thinks I'm a nut job out here talking about this AI and aliens taking over the world. Y'all gotta tell me when people's around. You know, I'm okay with y'all thinking I'm crazy, but I don't think somebody else out here needs to know I'm crazy. Because if they're crazy too, and they think I'm crazier than they are, they might put a bullet in me or something. You never can tell about people. They're weird. A lot of weird people in the world. But anyway, the cat, he's living his life just like normal. And even with the ear being all swelled up, like you could tell it was bothering him. He was shaking his head and scratching, and you go to pet him and love on him and stuff, and he would be kind of pulling back his head from you. 'Cause I'm sure it was painful. I mean, it looked painful. Had to be. But he was still living his normal life, doing what he wants to do when he wanted to do it. And then all of a sudden he wakes up one day, and I'm loading him up to take him to the vet. He don't have a choice in it. He's just going. And he goes to the vet, and they poke and prod on him and put him to sleep and cut his ear open, drain it out. And when he wakes up, he's got a cone around his neck to keep him from scratching. Well, now he can't scratch himself. He's groggy and sedated coming out of surgery. And we get him home, and now he can't get around the house without bumping into stuff. And with the cone on, he can't eat, he can't get in the litter box. I'm like, his whole life, and granted this is temporary, but he don't know that. I mean, he's a cat. All he knows is his whole life changed. He can't do what he had been doing. He can't get in the litter box. He can't eat and drink when he wants to. He can't navigate around furniture easily. He's lost his peripheral vision because of the way the cone sits on his face. Like, his whole life, in the blink of an eye, with no consent from him whatsoever, this choice was made for him, his whole life changed. It's no different for us humans, man. Any day of the week, any time, your life could change forever. Maybe it's something you do to yourself. Maybe it's something that happens to you. Maybe it's an illness, an injury, an accident. Maybe it's a friend or family, something goes wrong. Maybe it's something completely unrelated. Hell, maybe it's something the damn government does. A terrorist, who the hell knows? But life can change on a dime, man. Your whole world can be disrupted at any given time. And I've seen it a lot in my own life firsthand, just from, before this YouTube crap. I've told you before, I was a nurse, worked ER. And man, every day you go to work, somebody's having the worst day of their life. They got up, started their day like normal, and something happened. Car wreck on the way to work, heart attack. They're going about their life like normal, and they get a call. Their mom or dad or kid or whoever, something's happened. Now they're in the hospital. Like, man, your world can change instantly. So when life is going good and is predictable, boy, you better cherish it, man. You better take advantage of every opportunity you get to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Because you can't, in this life, with it being so finite, you can't take it for granted. You just can't. There's just not enough. That old saying, the days are long, but the years fly by. It's the damn truth. And the older I get, the more I realize that. Like, life is very, very short. Our lifespan is short. It seems long day by day, but really, I mean, I'm 44 now. I don't know where the 44 years have gone. I've done a lot. I've accomplished a lot in my life. But it don't feel like it's been 44 years. And thank God I don't feel 44. I feel good. Like, I'm healthy, living well. Right now, at the present time, my wife and my parents and her parents, they're doing well. But it ain't going to stay that way. So if you come out here a day like today, beautiful spring weather, comfortable, catching some fish, although we're on a little bit of a drought right now for some reason. I don't know, we've got off of them again. A lot of this algae stuff on the water right through here in this little stretch. We're reeling in every cast. But a day like today, man, it's one of those sessions where we're out here, we're having fun, we're doing what we want to do. And when you just pause for a second and think about how things could be, or that this could be the last fishing trip, it kind of puts things in perspective, and it kind of helps me anyway, just kind of maybe be a little bit more present in the moment, which is something I oftentimes struggle with. Oh, I had one hit me then. Did you get our worm? No. Got part of the worm. You got part of the worm. Dadgummit. But I struggle to be present in the moment sometimes. I'm always thinking the next thing I need to do. I mean, hell, I've sat out here and told you all today all the stuff I got to do this weekend. Like, it's, there's always something going on, something to distract you from whatever it is you're doing in the moment. But just thinking about, like what we've talked about today, it can kind of put things in perspective, at least for me, and kind of ground me, bring me back to reality a little bit. And it was easier to do. It was easier to ground myself back when I was working, a real job anyway. I mean, this can feel like work when I'm sitting behind a damn computer doing shit I don't want to do sometimes, but back when I worked the real job and was seeing people every day I go to work having the worst day of their life, it kind of kept you grounded. But I've been so far removed. I mean, I haven't had a real job now in 6 years, I guess. Like, it's, again, where the hell's time gone? It don't feel like it's been that long, but it has. So I mean, you gotta find a way to keep yourself grounded. Stay present in the moment as much as you can. Do what you love as much as you can. And in my case, I'm fortunate that I love going fishing. And this is what the hell we got going on with our line here? Got a loop in it there. Let's see if we can get that undone. Y'all fix your line. You done messed up your line there. You got a loop in it. There we go. Lord, we lost our worm while we was getting our loop undone too. But I mean, I guess I'm fortunate in a way that what I like doing is an inexpensive hobby overall. I mean, yes, the kayak's expensive and the gear can be expensive, but things last a long time. I mean, this kayak, it was an upfront cost, but I mean, I've had this particular one a year and a half now. I'll imagine I'll have it longer, but unless something better comes out, but I really love this thing. But even when the time comes that I don't have this kayak anymore, I'll sell it. I'll recoup some of that money. So on an individual fishing trip, I don't spend that much. It doesn't cost very much to go fishing. So it's not an expensive hobby. Now, if you're somebody, if what you like to do is traveling the world, well, you're probably going to have to spend more time of your life doing stuff you don't want to do to make money so you can go do that thing that you want to do. But the cheaper your hobby is, the less money you need to do it, then it's going to open up more time and opportunities for you to go do it, assuming the rest of your lifestyle isn't out of hand. I'm kind of, I guess I'm fortunate from that aspect too. I kind of changed my spending habits and my mindset when I was still in my 20s after I had that damn car wreck. And so at this stage of my life, I'm way better off now than what I would have been had I stayed on that same path I was on in my early 20s before the wreck. And I hope I never get to a point where don't get me wrong, fishing can be costly at times. Like if you're going to travel, if I'm going to go to the beach or something and fish, like that's an expensive endeavor. But it's not something I do all the time. Like I can come out here and fish 15 minutes from my house today and have a damn good time on $1 worth of fuel and $4 worth of worms. Like, for $5, I can come out here and have a blast today. I'm thankful I'm not into something that's super expensive. Like, I mean, imagine if I was into, me and the wife, we do like going to Topgolf. But imagine if I was, super into golf and had to spend $50 to $100 to play every time I went. Or if you was into building classic cars or something. Well, you got the money that goes into the car and fixing them and washing them and insuring them and all that. Like, I mean, a lot of hobbies are more expensive than others. So I'm fortunate, I guess, that I like cheap activities. I like going fishing, and I like action figures. Action figures, I probably, truth be told, I probably spend more money on action figures than I do most fishing gear. I probably do. Speaking of action figures, I know y'all don't care about this, but you're going to hear about it anyway because we're on a fishing trip together. And, well, if you was out here actually fishing with me, this is the kind of crap you'd have to listen to. But I'm into two types of wrestling action figures. Like my midlife crisis, folks, it's went on too long, but I'm into two types of action figures. The WWE Superstars figures, which is a Walmart exclusive, What the hell? Look at that rope right there. I just noticed that. What the hell? Is that somebody's rope swing? I mean, I guess it is. They got a rope. Why would you tie to that branch? That doesn't look like a branch that I would want to put my 190-pound ass on. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of trees down through here. I don't know if I would pick that branch to tie the rope to swing from. But whatever. Stupid people do stupid things. But anyway, I like the WWE Superstars figures. They're a Walmart exclusive. Distribution's terrible. Series 16 and 17 have both allegedly been out for months now. No Walmart has them. Nobody, all the other nerds online like me that like action figures, the only people that's got them have bought them from overseas. Walmarts in the States have never put them out. Meanwhile, Series 18 is about to come out in June, supposedly, but meanwhile, we can't get 16 and 17 here. So I don't know. So I haven't been getting those lately because there hasn't been any new ones come out. We finally got another fish at least. This is a little better one here though. He ain't fighting very hard for his size, but this one's pretty good. It's a weak fight for his size. Do better, bluegill. You got a reputation to uphold, buddy. But anyway, I like those. And I've been into the LJN figures again. They just come out with those last Christmas. And it's like a throwback to the 80s. When I was a kid, that's the first wrestling figures I had was the LJNs. They're like 8 inches, they're rubbery type figure. The ones from the 80s were like rubber. I mean, if you threw them at somebody, you could knock them out. The new ones are more plasticky than rubber, but they're awesome. It's very nostalgic. I'm into them. My wife got me Series 1 for Christmas because I was fighting the urge. I wasn't going to let myself get them. I wasn't going to do it because I've already got too many action figures already. But she got them for me for Christmas, so now I'm all in. And Series 2 has been out. Well, she found me, oh, fish. Another blue. Now this bluegill here is going to fight a little harder, folks. This one's fighting like he's supposed to. Yeah, he's a little bigger too. That's a nice one right there. Got her worm back and everything. Got his moment of fame. Let's throw back over here on this tree, why don't we? See if we can get one of his friends. That tree comes out in the water pretty good ways. But Series 1 she got me for Christmas. Series 2 came out and she got me 3 out of the 4. Now, it had Jesse Bobby Ventura, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ultimate Warrior, and King Kong Bundy. That's Series 2. You would think out of that lineup, King Kong Bundy would be the least desirable of the 4, right? Like, I mean, that's what I would think. He should be the easiest to find. He's actually been the most difficult to find. But my wife, he popped back up for order on Target. Those are a Target exclusive, by the way. So my wife has ordered him. I should have him in a few days. I'll have Series 2 finished. But they're awesome, man. They're not the same as the ones as a kid, but I honestly kind of think they're better. The paint jobs are better. The ones I had as a kid wouldn't stand up on their own. You had to lean them against the ring and the ropes. These will stand up, like you can display them. So I redone my office at the house. I got me some new shelves recently, and well, it's been 2 or 3 months now, I guess. But anyway, I got everything set up in there. I got all my figures displayed. I mean, if you walked into my office, you wouldn't even know I'm a fisherman. There's like one picture in there of me. It was when I caught the sailfish, my favorite catch of all time. I've got a picture of me and the sailfish. There's a picture of me and my wife. My YouTube silver play button for 100,000. Well, one of them. I got both my channels had that silver play button, so I got one of them in the living room and one in my office. And then everything else is just action figures. Like everything else on the shelves is just action figures. So if you walked in there, you wouldn't even know I'm a fisherman. You would think I was just a nerd that really likes wrestling. But I'm into it, man. I'm into them damn figures, and I don't understand how in 2026 you have everything online. Everything, when a store is getting low on an item, they have computer programs that should trigger a shipment to that store to let them replenish their stock. And yet, Series 16 and 17 are sitting in a Walmart warehouse somewhere. Meanwhile, the shelves in the toy department are empty. And used to, Walmart, man, you would go in there, hell, you couldn't even hardly walk down an aisle. They'd have so much crap crammed in there. Center aisles, you couldn't get up and down because there'd be pallets of stuff out in the middle. Now, you go to the toy department, hell, the damn thing's empty. They can't even keep the shelves filled. And you know they're out there just sitting in a distribution center somewhere. I don't understand it. But I hate these exclusives. You know, I wish they would open it up to where you could either order online, and Target, to their credit, with the LJN figures, I mean, those are a Target exclusive. You can at least pre-order those online, but they don't open up very many pre-orders. And like for Series 2, the pre-orders apparently went live at like 3 a.m. And by the time I got up, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, they were already sold out. So it's like, if you're going to do pre-orders, at least open it up to more stock so people have a chance on there. But I wish these stores like Walmart and Target, first off, I wish they weren't exclusive. I wish these particular lines of figures were available everywhere instead of just one place. And I wish the distribution was better. Because like with the Superstars figures, for instance, there's been some of them. Well, like Jake the Snake. What was Jake the Snake? I think he was Series 13 maybe, or 14. I can't remember. But like his series, it was Jake the Snake, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Eddie Guerrero. I found Jake the Snake once. One time. That was the only time I found him in a store. I saw Eddie Guerrero and Ricky Steamboat a couple times. But that whole series, I think it was 13 or 14, wherever they were from, was damn near impossible to find, at least in my area, in the Southeast. Same thing with the Bret the Hitman Hart series. But what was the thing about the series with Bret Hart, I found him in a Walmart in Florida. And that was the only store I ever saw him in. But other parts of the country had a bunch of Bret Hart. It was all about where you were at, what region you were in, whether or not that those Walmarts got that particular series or not. And it's like, it's 2026. Like, why is this so hard when computers do all this stuff? So then we go back to the AI thing. It's like, well, can Terminator really take over the world and end human civilization if they can't even figure out how to keep Walmart shelves properly stocked with action figures? It's like how is it on one hand technology can be so great that it can write and produce and sing its own music, but yet shelves at Walmart are empty and warehouses are full of action figures? Like, it makes no damn sense. It makes no logical sense. But aside from that, King Kong Bundy is on the way to complete Series 2 of the LJN figures for me. I have pre-ordered some of the big rubber guys, which Matt Cardona and Brian Myers have a company called Collect Major. And they're producing a line of action figures called Big Rubber Guys that are the same scale and material as the LJN figures. And they've got some wrestlers that aren't signed to WWE, so they're able to do. So I've got a Danhausen figure coming. It's supposed to be arriving in June, which I guess they had to deal with Danhausen before he went to WWE. And I find him to be hysterical, by the way, on wrestling. I'm a Danhausen fan. So I've got that one coming in June. I've got Hillbilly Jim pre-order. I think he's supposed to come in July or August. And Sergeant Slaughter is coming in July or August. One of them's coming in July and one of them's coming in August with the Hillbilly Jim and the Sergeant Slaughter. So I've got some more of these figures coming, man. I'm into it. I got off the G.I. Joes. I was into, because as a kid, my number one toy was G.I. Joes. Like that was my thing as a kid. Loved them. Briefly, I got into the G.I. Joe Classifieds, which is the current G.I. Joes. They're 6 inches. And I was having quality problems. Like you spend $25 on a figure, which is insane. You open it up and he's falling apart right out of the package. And it's just like, this sucks. I'm not spending this for just garbage quality. So I ended up getting away from the G.I. Joes. I sold off the ones I bought. I sold them on eBay over the winter. And so I at least ended that part of my midlife crisis. But the wrestling figure part is going strong, man. It's going strong. So my display shelves in my office there, it's wrestling figures and a few He-Man action figures and virtually nothing fishing related. We do our fishing out here on the water. We don't need to do it there at the house, right? Oh, no, that is a fish. Well, now it ain't. At first I thought it was a fish, then I thought it was a snag, then it pulled back, and then I lost it. What a series of events. Throw over and see if I can hook him again. The wind's starting to blow a little more now. It's supposed to be pretty windy this afternoon. I knew we was going to have our window this morning to get out here and catch some fish before it kicked up. That's how it is here in the spring. And like even on the super windy days, it's usually not windy all day. It's usually calm in the mornings and then picks up as the day goes on. Which I did get a surprise the other day. So when I'd done my ultralight session in the morning and catfish in the afternoon, I had planned to do that because I thought the wind was going to be calm all day. It was a fish followed me up right there. He chased it all the way out. It looked like a smallmouth. Throw over there again. But when I got out on the water, it was the day I didn't do any good. I only caught a bass. Didn't catch any catfish. But the wind had kicked up out there in the afternoon, even though it wasn't forecasted. It was pretty windy, way windier than what I would normally choose to go out and fish in. This kayak is just very limited on windy days. Like it's one of the drawbacks of this thing. It doesn't do well in the wind. I love this kayak. I wouldn't choose another one over it if given the opportunity, but certain conditions, I'd just assume stay at the house. And high windy days is one of those conditions. The warm, windy days are perfect opportunities to knock out those household chores like mowing and planting the garden and all that stuff. I want to catch some more fish though. We ain't gonna do this much longer, but I'd like to catch a few more before we get out of here. And then I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat on the way home. Go home and take the collar off the cat for a little while. The wife is supposedly getting off work early today, so I'd like to plan it to where I can give the cat a break for an hour or two before she gets home and then be able to have her help me. One of us has to hold and the other put it on him. The first collar that we were sent home from the vet, man, it was such a complicated mess. Like you had to take this piece of plastic and go like loop it. You had to go over, under, and then tie it around his neck. And when you got a cat that's fighting you, like don't want you to put this cone on him, and you got to do all these steps, like it was a pain in the ass. But my mom, I got the best mom in the world. She went to a different vet in town and asked them if they had a different cone, and they didn't, but they said go to Tractor Supply. Well, she goes to Tractor Supply. Well, they don't have any, but they told her to go across the street to this other pet store. They probably would. And so she goes over there, and sure enough, they had a different cone. And it's much easier to get on. Like it has 4 snaps to get on. Now, it's still, like if he don't want you putting it on him, like somebody still got to hold him to get it back on. But like, it's much easier to get on at least. Having to do that over, under thing, and then tie a bow around his neck, like it was, I'm like, why the hell would they send anybody home with that thing? I mean, I know why, because that one they got is probably cost them 25 cents in costs, and they can jack up the price to make me pay for it, me and other customers, right? Like that's why they do it. It's higher profit margin. But I'd rather pay a few dollars more and have the kind like my mom found that snaps. If I'd known that was an option, hell, I'd have got it on day one. But the good news is, old Marty the cat, he's doing much better. He's back to his normal self other than just having to wear the damn cone. And I'm not going to make him wear it for the full 2 weeks that we were told to. I think that's a bit silly. I mean, if you or I, humans, had that same ear surgery, the sutures would come out in 7 to 10 days. I mean, working in the ER, folks, I mean, a lot of my patients got stitched up, okay? You tell them follow up, 7 to 10 days, come get the stitches out. Why a cat has to have 2 weeks before the stitches come out, I don't know. Unless it just suits their schedule up there at the vet office better to have him come back, and that just happened to work out better that it was 2 weeks. But I'm not going to make him wear the cone for 2 weeks. Now, he needs to wear it now while the wound is still relatively fresh, because I feel like they done a pretty poor job suturing. Like some of the stitches seem loose. I'm guessing they probably had a student, because the vet I go to oftentimes has like veterinary college students in there. So it was probably a student. There's a fish. Oh, what's this? I feel head shakes, folks. This might be another bass. He's going to take some line, I'll tell you that. He was right over here by this tree. See that tree that comes in the water right there and it's all shaded? I think this is a bass. I see a glimpse of him over there. He ain't made no jumps yet, though. I have to get him up and get it. Oh, it is. It's a largemouth. That's another one right there that's not too bad a fish, man. Not too bad. Let's land him. We need that net, y'all. Why'd y'all forget the net for? Okay, let's get hold of him here if we can. Oh, don't do that jumping, fish. 2-pound line now. We got to calm it down. Got him. Got him. Yes. Check that out, y'all. Let me hold him there in the light. Nice. Nice largemouth. Funny today, the last time we caught more smallmouth. Today we're getting largemouth. Let's throw him on the board. Yeah, he's, 14? 14 and a half, 14 3/4. Nice, man. I knew when he hit it, I said, that ain't a bluegill. I felt them big wide head shakes. That's fun on the ultralight, buddy. Still got our worm on there too. I'm gonna swing us back around and we'll make another cast at that tree as the wind propels us along here. But yeah, I think they probably had a student doing them sutures and they done a shit job. So I just know he's gonna, as soon as he scratches, he's gonna tear them things out. It's gonna catch in his claw because they're loose. And at least on top anyway, the top of his ear, there's like a little loop and they're loose. And I don't want him getting it right now and tearing it out. But at the same time too, look, he don't need them sutures in there for 2 weeks. So we're not gonna I'm not making him wear that cone for 2 weeks. I'm not gonna put him through it. But he's gotta have it on right now because as soon as you take it off, I'm sure it itches. Like it's not like he's trying to rip the sutures out. He's just scratching because it itches. But he starts scratching almost immediately. You gotta start scolding him and grab his foot. So he has to have, like, when I take that collar off, he has to be supervised. You can't just let him have free reign. I'll let him go to his food and water bowl and go in the bathroom and stuff. But like when he's there, like I got to keep an eye on him. Well, we didn't catch nothing in that tree the second cast there. I'm going to just let the wind take us here. It's going to move us faster than I want us to move right now, but we'll just throw randomly down through here and see what we can get. It is definitely picking up a little bit though. At that point in the day, Mother Nature's like, it's time for the wind to blow. I'll tell you something else stupid I'm gonna do, but we're gonna try it at some point. Well, obviously this channel doesn't have comments on it anymore. So even if you've got a complaint, I can't hear it because there's no comment box, which is really the complaint box. But yeah, so I don't know about it. But through the years, one of my biggest complaints, when I had comments on it, one of the biggest complaints was, especially on these unedited videos, is that I talk too much. And I've had people, because I still have comments on my Facebook page, even though I don't want them, they're on there. I've had people on there complain too, say, oh, you talk too much. I like your videos, but I have to watch them on mute because you won't ever shut up. You just talk too damn much. It ruins the video. So I was like, you know what? Let's play with that. Let's run that out. One day I'm going to come out on the water. It'll probably be an ultralight trip because that way there'll be some casting and a lot of fish caught. And we've got a snag caught right now. Caught this tree over here. Biggest thing we're going to hook all day. But I'm like, you know what? If people don't want me talking in these videos, I'll do a day where I just come out and go fishing. I'll just shut the hell up. I just won't say a thing. I'll just go fishing and we'll compare. We'll do that video and I'll look at the numbers. I'll let the analytics tell me what people prefer. How many views does it get? What's the average watch time? That's going to be the biggest thing. That'll be more important than the views. I'm going to have to break off here. Dadgummit. We were down in that tree good. I told you not to cast over there and you didn't listen. Let me back us up here and I'm going to tie us on another jig as I tell you about my dumb idea. But who knows, maybe it ain't a dumb idea. Maybe people would prefer me just coming out here and going fishing and not talking and rambling on, talking about life and all that. Maybe people would just prefer to hear the sounds of nature and the water and squirrels and birds and turkeys and everything else. Maybe they would rather hear that than me telling stories. So we're going to try it one time. I'm going to come out film for 2 or 3 hours, just go fishing, leave the camera rolling, and I'm gonna post it. And I'm gonna see how the numbers look. Specifically, the average watch time. Views, I mean, I may get views, but views don't necessarily, people wouldn't know that there's no commentary until they got in the video. So I would still get the view from it. So that might be misleading for me to just look at views. But the average watch time will be, that will be the real indicator, because if the watch time is terrible, meaning people clicked on the video and was like, oh, well, there's no audio, this sucks. Well, then I'm going to know not to ever do that again. But if the average watch time is comparable to my regular watch time, or if I get more average watch time than these videos with the commentary, well, then maybe those people that gripe and complain all the time, maybe they're right and I'm wrong. Maybe. I'm willing to give it a shot. Hell, honestly, it's easier on me if I don't have to talk. I mean, there's some days I just ain't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? Like, there's sometimes, especially if I'm fishing back-to-back days or something. If I live a pretty boring life overall. At least I hope most days are boring. Usually if something exciting's going on, it ain't something good. So, I mean, I live a pretty uneventful life most days, and if I'm fishing back-to-back days, I don't always have new stories and new things to talk about, because there just ain't nothing going on. So if I could come out and just go fishing and have people watch for a long period of time, boy, that would be just awesome. Now, I don't think a catfish trip would be the time to do that, because you have a lot of downtime with catfish. Now, at least with ultralight fishing here, there's always something going on. Even if we're not catching fish, we're casting, we're working around trees and stuff. There's at least different scenery, you're doing something, you're getting caught in snags. There's just stuff going on, more so than just anchor fishing for catfish, let's say, where you're sitting in the same spot, looking at the same view, waiting on a rod to go down for sometimes long periods of time. Like, I think it would have a better chance of success of having people watch on an ultralight video, and I want to give it a fair shot. I think these people are wrong, the people that complain. I think they're wrong. I think the average view time is going to be way less, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to try it. So we're going to at some point. It'll be a day where I either don't feel like talking to a camera, or I'm just, maybe I've done back-to-back days or something and I've already said whatever stories I had, something like that. But we're going to try it. I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. So expect that coming up. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but at some point in the near future, probably the next month or so, you're going to see a day. I'll come out and talk for 30 seconds, just tell you where I'm at and what I'm doing, and then I'm going to shut up. We're just going to go fishing. I imagine the watch time is going to be crap on it. I think people are going to click off very quickly into the video. It's kind of like, I'll tell you another situation where people complain all the time, where, well, it's with these unedited videos, actually. Tons of people, when I had comments on, I hate this, it's too damn long, it's boring, blah, 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 go back to making regular edited videos, yada, yada, yada. Yet, these unedited videos, now in 2024, they were really rolling for me. Like, every one of them was popping. I was getting tons and tons of views on them. The algorithm loved it. It was putting it in front of a lot of people. Now that's faded off. But all the people that was complaining, saying, go back to the old style videos. Well, when I started making the edited videos again, You can look at my numbers and see these longer unedited videos get a comparable number of views as my shorter edited videos. So all them people complaining, it didn't equate to more views. And these longer videos, I mean, they're easier on me to make. I don't have to sit behind a computer. I enjoy doing them more. Like, it's better on me. And if the views are comparable, either way, why not just do what I like to do? Why cater to a bunch of people that complain that don't help me grow the channel, you know? So I think doing the video where I don't talk is probably going to be the same situation where it's a small number of people saying that, and it's not going to equate to more views or more watch time, but we'll see. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll try it, and it'll either succeed or fail. I'm willing to try stuff, folks. I've tried a lot of things on this channel. You look at all the changes I've made to it over the course of the last decade, well, longer than a decade I've been doing this. I mean, we've done, gosh, I started out shorter edited videos, 10 to 15 minutes. Then it was 30-minute to an hour edited videos, then live streams, then shorts, then this style of video, podcast style. Gosh, we've done all kinds of different types of fishing: ultralight fishing, cat fishing, carp fishing, bass fishing. I've done bass tournaments, catfish tournaments. I've done ocean fishing. I mean, I've done a variety of stuff on this channel. Some things work better than others as far as views and videos stuff goes, but like, I'm willing to try some stuff. Like, I'm not the type of person that's just going to do the same thing over and over and over again and just run the channel into the ground if I can help it. Like, if something's working, I'll do the hell out of it till it stops working, and then I'll try different things. But we'll give it a shot. That's all I can say about it. We'll give it a shot. And so for the 3 of you still left watching at this point in the video, expect it coming in the next month or so. We're just going to go fishing today. We'll sit out here and listen to the wind blow and my pedals squeak as we move along. It's like, be careful what you ask for, people. You want a day where I film a video and don't say a damn word? Okay. Oh, bass, come up and eat it. Oh, yes. He come up, eat it as I was reeling it in. Largemouth. Old large jaw right here. He come up and snatched that thing as I was reeling it back. He still ain't done. That's awesome. Get up in here, bass. You want to watch a video where my pedals squeak for 2 or 3 hours? He says, hell no, he don't. He wants to hear me talk. Well, them people, though, it's like, be careful what you wish for. I'll give you a video where I don't talk or I don't say a word. But my voice is oftentimes going to cover up them damn squeaking pedals. So these people that's been complaining, they better hope that I have recently oiled my pedal drive prior to going out and filming it, or they're going to be listening to something far more annoying than my voice. Let's throw back over again, see if Mr. Bass has a friend with him. They're going to hear that clopping too. That's another thing about this particular kayak. It's very loud with the hull slap, the material of it. And with the wind kicking up, we got a little chop forming on the water, and it's hitting the back of the kayak right now and causing it to be loud. So somebody will either like that and it'll be soothing to them, maybe help put them to sleep, or it'll drive them insane. If it drives them insane, they're going to click off the video, and that's going to kill my watch time on it. But I'm going to try it. I'm gonna do it, man. That wind's starting to kick up now, folks. We're at that point in the day. Time for Mother Nature to unleash her fury, but it's gonna be a beautiful day despite the wind. Warm and sunny today. Good day for outdoor activities that aren't on the water related. Because when that wind blows like it's doing right now, you can't feel a bite because you got a big bow in your line up there. That last bass though, we didn't need to feel him because he come up and snatched it as we was reeling it in. I love catching them bass on the ultralight, man. I'm not a bass fisherman really. Like I've done it. I've done some bass tournaments, stuff. Like I can catch some bass. I'm not a good bass fisherman, but I can catch some bass. But when it comes to catching them on the ultralight, I love catching them on the ultralight. It's very rare I get in the mood to just like go out and like target bass specifically. I rarely am ever in the mood for that. But anytime I catch them while I'm ultralight fishing, I'm always thankful for it because they're fun. They're fun on this lighter gear. Even like the bass that we just caught, I mean, he wasn't a very big one. But you get a 1 pound, 2 pound bass on this setup. I mean, it's a dang good time. And then when you get one that's 3, 4, 5 pound range on this setup, I mean, you really got a good time then. And it's possible. When you're throwing out there, you're throwing a worm in the water, or a gulp minnow, or any other, whatever bait lure you're using. Like you got a chance. You put it in front of their face. I mean, bass they're an aggressive species of fish. So you get it in front of you put it on their nose, you're gonna have a chance at hooking them, even if it is on a ultralight gear. It's a numbers game, man. The more cast you make, the more likely you are to put a bait right on a fish's nose. And it's old pro moderator's approach. My bass fishing friend, that's his approach every tournament. He says, I'm gonna make a ton of casts and try to plunk 5 of them in the head over the course of tournament day. And it's not a bad strategy. I mean, he's won a lot of money, done really well on the tournament scene with that very philosophy. Make a few more casts here, folks. If the wind don't die down, we'll probably go ahead and call it quits, because it's going to be more and more difficult to fill any bites. Now, we're moving down this shoreline quicker than I want to move down it. So it's a good time to go to the house. We've had our fun, caught a bunch of fish today. I don't know how many we've caught, but I mean, it's been a good number. Go get some lunch and check on Martin Luther Kitty. I can't believe though, I mean, that one day we got all them big bluegill. I mean, it was like they were full of eggs, fat. Last trip out, got some decent bluegill. Today we got some decent bluegill, but no more of them 8, 9 inch range. Like we're just not getting those. We had what, one today? That was that big? Like, I mean, it's odd, man. I don't know where they went. I'd love to get back on them again, though. I love me some big bluegill. I really love them big copper-nosed bluegill. I catch them when I go down there in Florida on Lake Ida and them canals and stuff, man. That's like part of their natural habitat. And those are fun because, I mean, out here, if we catch an 8-inch bluegill, that's a good quality fish. But them copper nose down there in Florida, man, hell, 8 inches is the minimum you're going to catch down there. Like that's a small one. They're just a strain of bluegill that gets a little bigger. I wish we had them here, but they just don't. They're not here. Some people will put them in their ponds and stuff, like stock them in the ponds, but I don't have access. I don't know anybody that has that particular strain in their ponds for me to be able to target. I've only got access to one pond anyway, so, which I need to go back down there and take Daphne the dog, let her have some fun. We ain't had no electric bike offers in a long time. I was doing some electric bike videos at that pond with her, but we ain't had no offers in a while. I guess it kind of run its course with the electric bike thing. They started out, they were $1,500 to $2,000 in price the first year I got them. And then the price started, then they were like $1,000, now they're like $750. Now you can find some even cheaper bikes. Like the price just kept coming down on them, and I guess it ain't worthwhile anymore for companies to send them out, because it ain't just me. I've seen other content creators that were getting a bunch of bikes. They've kind of fizzled out with them too. You just don't see it as much anymore. Damn shame. It was good while it lasted. I enjoyed it. I don't like putting them together necessarily, but I like playing with them. We still have two. Me and my wife, we've got one for each of us, and I get out there and run around with Daphne with. But it was nice. All them extra bikes, man, I just sell them. Do the video, turn around, sell them. Make a few $100. Easy money. Great while it lasted. Kind of like today's fishing. It was great while it lasted, but now that the wind's up, we ain't catching as many fish and moving way too fast down through here. I think what I'm gonna do, there's a tree, you can see it right over here. I wanna make a few casts around it because it looks like it comes out pretty good ways into the water, so I want to try to throw around it. We'll probably just go ahead and wrap it up after that. Be nice to catch one more at least, if we can, but no promises. Because the wind, when the wind blows a big bow in your line, it not only makes it hard for you to feel the bite, but it also moves your bait really fast too. Like with this lighter, I like the lighter jig head because the worm will fall down through the water column very slowly, making it more enticing. But the lighter weight jig head also prevents the, well, it doesn't prevent the wind from really moving it when it gets that bow in the line. Like the bow in the line's pulling the bait too, so. You can go to a heavier jig head and prevent some of that bow in the line, but, oh, something come up right there. I don't know what that was. But if you go to the heavier jig, then the worm falls faster and you don't get as many bites, and, you know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. We got something on right here though. What is this? Is this another bass? I think this is another bass. It is. It is. I knew there'd be something on that tree over there. I knew there would be. Come out from under the kayak, buddy. There you go. That's awesome. Let's get another jump out of him. Give us one more. Come on, largemouth. One more jump. One more. He said hell with it. He's done. Okay. Nice, y'all. Another bass. I ain't gonna throw him on the board. He's probably in that 12-inch range. Not very big, but a big time on the ultralight. That's awesome. Let's go over here and we're gonna pedal back to that tree and make another cast or two before we get out of here. We'll see if there's any more bass over there on it. Get a little bigger worm than that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, let's get on over here. We've drifted a half a mile away from it at this point. Yeah, I knew there'd be something on that tree, man. I knew there would be. It looks good. It comes way out in the water. There was gonna be something by it. Sure enough. Probably even more than that, but we'll find out. See if we can get another one. That's fun when they come up jumping. That's why I don't understand about skipjack, man. Skipjack bait fish for catfish, obviously, when we can catch them. But I can't believe more people don't fish for skipjack just for fun, because they're such a hard pulling fish, such an acrobatic fish. Like, you would think more people would target them just for the fun of it. But yet they're considered a trash fish for some reason. Never understood it. Somebody over at that house is bebopping. They got the radio on. Probably listening to some AI music. It's going to get me dinged for copyright. They're dinging people for copyrights now. If you just sing a song, like no music, no tunes in the background, but like if I just started singing the lyrics of a song, I would get dinged for copyright now. I mean, that's taking it a bit far. And I'm all for, like, copyright stuff, you know, like, I mean, again, we talked about it in this video today. Like, y'all know how I am. I hate a thief. So I'm all for people's copyrights being protected. But, like, if I just started humming a tune, I don't know that should get me dinged, but it will. All right, folks, we're already blown half a mile away from that tree again. We're just moving so quick down through here with the wind. Let's go ahead and get on up out of here. We got that one final fish there with the bass. It was an enjoyable catch. It's been an enjoyable day, enjoyable morning anyway. So thank you all for coming with me. I don't know how many fish we ended up with, but it was several. I mean, for the short time we've been out here, 2.5, 3 hours now, we've caught a lot of fish, and bluegill, largemouth, smallmouth, red-breasted sunfish. So we got 4 different species out here this morning, and covered, I don't know how much water we covered, but I mean, a fair amount of water here. And we could, I mean, if we were fishing longer, we could just keep going all the way down the shoreline. I mean, this style of fishing, one of the things that's fun about it is it's just so productive. You can do it literally anywhere. Just pick a stretch, nothing special about this. I mean, just making our way along and catching fish the whole way. We have some dead stretches, but plenty enough action along the way to have a good time. So anyway, y'all, it's been fun. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming with me today.